Hello from Tokyo! Today I'm going to do another floral painting, and this time I'm going to try and make some hydrangea in sort of circular and oval shape, and I'll be balloon smashing but using a water balloon. I'll be using this, and I'm going to kind of make florals like this, which I did before but just in the one color that time, permanent blue violet. So I'm going to try and make this but in this kind of oval circular shape. And the colors that I'm going to be using are permanent blue violet, and this is light blue violet by Liquitex. Actually, all the other paints, all of these are by Amsterdam. I didn't end up using the light gold. I did keep it simple, and I have some pearl violet here. And this is going to be the base, which is white, titanium white by Amsterdam. You can see it's very thin. And I also made the colors a very thin consistency. I mixed up the white maybe a week ago, so I'm going to filter it through with this pantyhose when I put it onto the canvas, because I just don't want to have lumps and deal with them later. So I'm just going to pop it on top and then put a rubber band on like this. And then I'm going to pour on the base color, which has been mixed just with PVA glue and water to a very thin consistency. And all my colors have got a tiny bit of Floetrol in them too. The recipe is in the description box and also in pretty much all of my other floral painting videos that I've done in the past. Once you make sure there's paint all over the sides and corners too, and torch out any air bubbles, it's time to lay down the colors. I'm going to lay down all the colors first and then blow it out and then start the balloon smash. So I hope you enjoy watching the video today, and I'll talk to you a bit later. I'm going to start water balloon smashing now, and I'll be removing any paint that's left on the balloon each time. And remember to also do the edges of the circle or the oval as well. And then once it's all been balloon smashed, I'm going to add extra petals with a dotting tool by just putting a little bit of paint on the edge of them to create these tiny petals. So I'll come back to you when we get to that point. Now that I've finished balloon smashing, I've taken the dotting tool, put a tiny bit of paint on, and I'm drawing these lines to create the petals. I'm drawing them smaller than what they would be, because some of them I'll blow out a tiny bit with a straw. That makes the lines blend a bit so it looks less harsh and more in keeping with what you've already done with the balloon smash. I've been doing this with the larger balloon, regular balloon smashes too recently, and I really like this technique. Instead of a dotting tool, you can always use a skewer or a toothpick or anything with a very thin or slim end. I'll carry on with this process for a while until I'm satisfied. And then in this case, I did start to add bits to the middle because actually hydrangeas, the flowers are in the center rather than the petal-like shapes around them. However, I wasn't so happy with it, so I ended up doing finger dabs in the center and just leaving it that. So I'll come back and talk to you when we have a look at the wet version of the finished painting. Okay, here is the wet version of the finished painting. You can never tell exactly what it's going to look like until it dries because it will dry flat. The lumpiness does look pretty cool too. I think maybe if you use a medium, a molding medium, it would retain that. I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I should try that at some point. So can you see the added petals? I really like the effect. I like the colors they've blended together. You can see a little bit of the pools of the pearl violet, and they should dry shimmery. I don't know if I necessarily needed them, but anyway, I had to go with that. Here is the dried version. Can you see now that it's flattened out? What do you think of the color combination? I think it worked really well. I prefer it with the double color than the other painting I showed you at the beginning, which was only the single color. I think it has more texture and more depth because of the 2 colors or 3 colors here. It is a little bit of extra work by putting on those petals with the dotting tool, but I think it makes it more floral. That makes sense. It makes it more real. So it's worth the effort. Out of all the different fluid art techniques there are out there, I find that this one, using a water balloon or a balloon, is the most therapeutic for me. So this is the technique that I use most. I do recommend the water balloon if you want to get this kind of hydrangea look. I hope you enjoyed the video today and perhaps we'll have a go too. Thank you so much for watching as always, and see you in the next one. Bye!